in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another great day here at the Bobbi Jo and Sheena show. I have a little peanut gallery over here, so you might hear some extra talking. Sheena, let's talk about authentic alignment.
Authentic alignment. There it is, right there. Everything. I mean, I thought you had to be this, you had to be that, and you had to be this, and you had to be that. To be honest, it almost reminds me of whenever I used to go to my Holy Communion, for Mass, and you'd been to confessions first of all, and then you went and you said your what do you call it, your Hail Marys and your Our Fathers, and then you would have communion. And I felt like I had, my soul was this little white thing, and before I went to communion, before I went to confession, it would be all dirty. And I imagined that whenever it all done, especially when taking that communion, then my little soul here would be all clean, and it was all cleaned, and it was all blah blah blah. And I thought then I was aligned.
Oh,
You are aligned. This is what I've come to realize. Even whenever
oh.
you're feeling at your worst, you're aligned. If you think that you're the crappiest person in the world, you're still aligned. There's not a time that you're not aligned, because you are what all this is. Science proven, it's all light. We don't see through our eyes, we see with our eyes. It's just literally backed by science. Everything that's been said in the Bible, everything that's been said by mystics. And so there's never a time that you're not, because otherwise then you would be separate from God. And that would might
Hmm.
make you better than God. I mean, I don't know what's more blasphemous. Is that the fact that you think that you're separate and that you know better, but actually that you think the world, that you're in the world, but we were told you are not in the world is in you. You are aligned. You don't have to try to be aligned. Even in your trying to be aligned, you're still
Yeah.
aligned.
But that's really having trust and faith that everything is in the divine intervention. And I don't know, I'm sorry to say, I don't think like 80% of the population is even close to there yet. So this might be way too woo-woo for a lot of people, but this is us on our journey, 5 years studying, not saying we know it all, but we are in our authentic alignment doing this. And so whoever shows up is ready to hear this, because it's all just in that divine intervention. We are exactly where we need, when we need to be, and everything is just a lesson. So, but that's the thing. Are you brave enough to open your eyes instead of pointing the fingers, three back at you? Are you ready to stop pointing fingers at what's wrong with everything else? I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, and all the person did was just complain about everyone else in their life. And I just sat and listened, but it's a funny thing. Let's put a mirror in front. What's that doing? Ooh, what would that do? By the way,
Not
it's mental
nice, is it?
muscle. We'll be covering that. So, that's it. What are we really learning? Because everything's just a reflection of what we need to learn about ourselves. Because when you can drop into the divine and you drop into the peace, and believe me, I have my crew over here. They'll tell me, my husband and my mom, I'm a work in progress. That's for sure. So believe me, I don't have this figured out. Right? Just kidding. So what do we have
We're
to
all
say?
we're all
Authentic
working,
alignment.
yeah. We're
Yeah.
all
And
work in
topic here.
progress.
So authentic alignment, really get out of the head and fear, right? We drop into the heart, and what do we really want? And I used to say that in teaching yoga all the time. Like roll the shoulders back, and we lead with our heart and love, not with our head and fear like this, scrutinizing everything. So at this time of year, it's the holiday season. We're triggered up and down by everything and everyone at times, maybe, maybe not. And it's authentic to you. Just as long as you wake up and you're putting your head down at the end of the day and you're finding that peace, that's the authenticness in you.
It comes from love. You were born from love. You are love. That's all there is. And so when you can be kinder and more loving towards yourself, then maybe you'll start to feel that authenticness, and then that will just overflow into everybody else. Stop trying to be you. Just be
Yeah. When you said
whatever
that you love
whatever is.
yourself, yeah. And I know it sounds morbid, but you're born. You take your first breath with yourself, you're gonna take the last breath. Maybe people will be surrounded by you if you're in hospice, but you're the one. So love you.
Have a great
That's all.
Christmas. Cheerio now. Like and
Now
share
and
so
then.
somebody else can hear this message.